Is part of your 2022's goal to maybe get some use out of a brand new Peloton bike, or maybe get some use out of a bike that just kind of sat in a corner, didn't really get ridden very much throughout 2021? Or maybe you're an avid rider who is looking to log some more hours on the bike. Whatever your goals may be, it's always nice to know just a little bit more about your bike. So ZDNet's Jason Cipriani has had his Peloton bike now for a few months. You've been riding for a little bit now. Jason, just go ahead and tell us what you like about the bike.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot to like. Let me be clear. I never have been a big workout exercise buff at all. Like it's been something I've avoided at all costs. But about the middle of last year, my wife and I decided it's time to start being more active and getting fit. So we started riding bikes. But we live in Colorado, so there's only a few months out of the year where it's actually warm enough to ride bikes. So we started looking at indoor cycling, and every review, every video, whatever I read or watched, it would be about a different bike. It would always say the Peloton bike or Bike Plus is the best, but I'm going to talk about this one. And so we bit the bullet and bought a bike, and we received it mid-August, I think. And at first, I was like, I don't know if I really like this. You know, the whole workout process in general is what I didn't know if I was going to like or didn't like at first. But one thing I love about Peloton is how addictive it is. And like I saw a lot of memes and jokes as I was doing my research about Peloton members and being in a cult and having a weird following and obsession with Peloton. And I'm not to that point yet, but I definitely understand it now. And I think to sum it all up into something very simple is it's the instructors and it's the interaction, even though it's a recorded class and you can take live classes as well, but still it's someone on a tablet that's sitting in front of you and not someone that's in the room with you. They have a very warm and welcoming feeling to them as they instruct you on what you're doing for that ride. Now there's I don't know how many instructors, 30 or 40, and not all of them are people I enjoy working out for or with, but you tend to find the instructors that speak your same language or at least motivate you and make the rides interesting and fun and interactive to some extent.
Your trainer will make or break you regardless of what you're doing. If they're not any good, you're not going to do any good. And it's funny that you brought up the cult thing because I have definitely heard about that. But so I've been doing some research for some different stories. And similarly, everything I've read is the Peloton is the best, but if you want to save some money, here's what you can get, but you're not going to get this, this, or this.
Yeah, right. I have never, even in like when we review smartphones, or I review smartphones, if I'm reviewing a $400 phone, I don't say the iPhone, whatever is the best, but today I'm looking at this. That's never how you start a review. But when it comes to indoor cycles or spin bikes, that's exactly how all those reviews started. It was mind-boggling, and so I didn't want to settle, and so we bought the Bike Plus. A big selling point for that for us was the fact that it has auto follow for the resistance on the bike, which means outside of live classes, when you're taking one of the encores or pre-recorded classes, you don't have to worry about adjusting the resistance on the bike. It does it automatically for you within the range that the instructor sets. So if resistance is supposed to be 30 to 40, you can pick if you want to be in the middle, on the high end, low end, and then for whatever else throughout the rest of that ride, the resistance automatically adjusts for you. So you don't have to do any extra thinking or tinkering, which I've done live rides which don't have auto follow or auto resistance, and it is a hassle. It's something I don't like doing in the middle of a ride, so that was a huge selling point. But the gym kit integration with Apple Watch, you tap the watch to the tablet, it uses it for heart rate monitoring during the ride, as well as integrates directly with Apple Health and your activity there. There is ways to sync it if you don't have gym kit integration, but it just was a more seamless and easy experience that I don't think I would like riding the bike without now.
Yeah, once I started working out with a health and fitness watch, I don't think I would want to go back. I really like to be able to work out and go back and look at, the data from this workout and then like what's the data of this compared to a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. Uh, and also you mentioned it, I also probably would have bought that additional packet as well. So next question, what is something about the Peloton bike that surprised you something that you didn't know you would really like, a cool feature, just something that personally stood out to you?
So one thing that definitely surprised me was the amount of classes that they have, but also the programs that they run. So there's like a back to basics or cycling basics. I don't remember what the name of the program is, but it's basically a beginner's class where if you just started riding on your Peloton, this is where you start. And it takes you through all the different types of classes over 6 weeks. And it gives you the exact schedule of what you're supposed to do. So on Monday and Tuesday, you ride, Wednesday, you have a rest day, whatever it is. And I think there was, I don't know, 5 or 6 classes a week for 6 weeks. And it goes through, there's like rides where you lift weights in the middle of riding with your arms. And then it does yoga, which is included in your monthly subscription, by the way. It's $40 a month. And you get access to all of their workouts, their strength training, meditation, cycling, running. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that's included as well. But just the breadth of classes and the different styles that these classes are, like the hits and hills. Like hit classes are brutal. I don't know if you've ever done a hit class on a spin bike, but I did one and I don't think I'll ever do one again, at least until I'm in a lot better shape, because I wanted to die. And there's a Tabata class too, which I've been told is like hit classes on steroids and to stay away from. So I haven't even tried those yet. But I just think I honestly, looking at it coming from Apple Fitness, which doesn't have a huge catalog because it's just recently started, or at the time had recently started, and then opening up the tablet and all the classes on the bike, just the wide range of stuff you can do. And, that's probably what took me by most surprise, and how engaging it was. It really, really, I don't know, it's motivating, I guess, in a good way. And they know what they're doing. They have it down.
Yeah, I think in part, Peloton is the best because they hire the best of the best. And you have to be good in order to get to have a job there. I think it's a huge selling point for them. My last thing to touch on, a lot of people complain about the monthly charge. My take on that is, and I don't know if you feel differently, I know you bought the bike to work out at home. If you were going to go to a gym and work out, you were going to spend like $40 a month, at least, depending on what kind of gym you go to. Or maybe it would be less if you went to like a Planet Fitness or something and you hit the New Year's special. But let's just say $40. The $40 I'm spending for Peloton, I do not have to fight traffic. I do not have to get in the car and go somewhere. I don't have to deal with anyone outside of my house. Like, I don't have to deal with crowded machines. I don't have to, the person next to me didn't put deodorant on. Like, I don't have to do any of that. I can put my sweatshirt on, walk in my garage, walk wherever my bike is, and just go.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't the first time my wife and I tried to start working out, right? We've signed up for Y membership, which is like $70 a month for a family membership. And going to the Y is a 30-minute drive one way, then you're there for an hour to work out, and then a 30-minute drive back. So your hour workout becomes a 2-hour excursion. And when do you have time to take 2 hours out of your day when you have 3 kids who are in school and activities and all of that? And so a big part of the $40 a month aspect came into, well, we can just work out at home. But here's a tip that I didn't realize at the time, and I didn't find out until after we had paid for our first month. A lot of insurance providers have deals with Peloton that they will actually pay for 6 months of your Peloton subscription, and you don't have to give them any data. They don't have access to your Peloton account after the fact to prove that you're using it and working out. It's just something that they want to do to entice their members to work out and be active and be healthier, because in the long run it costs them a lot less money. So we at the time had a health insurance provider when we signed up. Like I said, I found out about a month later. We got 6 months free Peloton membership. So we're coming near the end of that. So we're going to have to start paying the $40, which I'm glad to pay, because it's a lot less, it takes a lot less motivation for me to put on my riding outfit and get in the room than compared to getting in the car when it's 10 degrees outside and wasting 2 hours of my day going to a gym and not really having any instruction once I get there.
Honestly, Jason, even on my worst day, I will put my sweatpants, my sweatshirt, my fuzzy socks on. I will walk into my garage, and 9 times out of 10, I will get that workout done. Versus going out, starting my car in the freezing cold, driving 30 minutes to a gym and working out there, and then driving 30 minutes back home.
I totally relate and understand. There have been days where I swore I would not work out, but on a whim, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it. And I'm on that bike for a half an hour. And by the end of it, I'm happy I did it and I really enjoy it.
The workouts you don't want to do are usually the workouts you are most glad that you did. Okay, and I think I know the answer to this, but my last question, would you recommend Peloton to anyone, someone, everyone?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd recommend either the tread. I haven't used those to be clear, but I've seen the classes. I accidentally did a class once on an outdoor run. It was weird. I don't want to get into that story, but the classes are very similar to the cycling classes. And as far as the bike or Bike Plus goes, I would opt for the Bike Plus just because it has the bigger tablet, bigger display, and more features. That auto resistance is key. I have zero problems recommending Peloton. And if you know someone who has a Peloton, reach out to them and ask for their referral code. It gives you $100 credit towards all the gear you have to purchase, because not only do you have to buy the bike, but you have to buy the shoes, because there's special clip-in shoes you have to buy. And so they offer bundles, but basically what you do with the $100 credit is it pays for your shoes. I think they're 125, so it almost pays for your shoes. So if you know of someone who has a Peloton and you're thinking about getting one, ask them for their referral code. Most people don't realize that Peloton has a referral program. I didn't. Thankfully, at the last minute, a friend mentioned to me that they had a referral code, and so I used it and got $100 off my order. Which, hey, $100 is nice to save.
All right, Jason. Well, thank you so much for your thoughts on Peloton. As always, we have links right down below to some reviews and to links directly to Peloton itself. Let us know in the comments if you like the bike, if you hate the bike. We'd love to hear from you. As always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stick with ZDNet for all things tech.